Well, good day, my friends. Bruce here. Well, this is the first Tecumseh that's come in this year. Doesn't say Tecumseh on there, but oh, there we go. And usually by now I've had 10. So they are starting to reduce their numbers because they stopped making Tecumseh in 2008, I believe. So if you guys know if that's true or not, but I believe that's it. And this one does the typical just sputter and try and start, but it doesn't start. So that's what the owner told me. So I'm going to just give it a few primes and we'll see if it actually does what the owner says. And then I'd really like to take it in and pressure wash it. So just hang on. Oh, it's garbage day if you hear all the big trucks out there. It's got fuel. We'll just squidgy the heck out of it here. Okay, let's see if it does its thing. It did fire, right? Okay, so it won't quite stay going, even after we took the dirty air filter off. So, I think we're going to be doing a carb clean on this bad boy. I've got another one over there that I want to take the power washer to anyway. It's way easier to remove the broccoli from underneath there. Years and years and years ago, when my wife was just a little girl and they had the frozen broccoli, that's the only fresh vegetables you could get out here in Western Canada, especially northern Western Canada. And they had broccoli from the frozen package, and my mother-in-law must have cooked it for a half an hour, and he said, oh my gosh, it looks like something that you'd scrape out from under the lawnmower. So that's where broccoli came from, for old grass from under lawnmowers. Yes, I can babble on with the best of them. So anyway, I'm going to power wash this baby and we'll come back. Alright, let's get this on the lift. It started after I power washed it. I always make sure I didn't wreck the coil or anything by getting it wet. And there we go. Now I'm just going to do a little wiping while I got this advantage of moisture, not dust. This lawnmower has obviously been stored inside. Just get the water off it. Un momento. Well, it's not brand new. So I think we're going to replace it. So we're going to disconnect the carburetor off the machine. We're going to remember how the governor goes. And this is lesson number 1, Tecumseh governors. This one is a really nice one. You can see everything. On the governor arm, which is right here. The top one goes to the throttle of the carburetor. And the bottom one has a Z bend. And it goes to the little bar that's mounted on the intake manifold. Excuse me, I have a cold. I have had a cold for 2 months. So, where do you start? I think you disconnect the carburetor from the block, but I'm going to take the muffler off first. Not quite room for my little U-shaped operating room here. today I don't look like a doctor. I look like I'm a foot. There's probably some youngsters out there that don't even know who that is. Alrighty. Alrighty then. 7/16, I believe that is on the muffler. Yeah, first thing I do is drop something. There, now I got that out of the way. Okay, Bob, I'm going to use your tray. Double wide 6, good channel. Now, right here, do you see those two Phillips bolts right there? They're 3/8, but you can't really use, you could use a 3/8 on the lower one, but I just use a big Phillips screwdriver. And we'll see if I can get that off of there. And then at the all at the same time, the tank's going to come off, the carb's going to come off, and these springs are going to come off the governor, right? So it's all going to happen at once. Man, it's beautiful when a machine is torqued to factory specs. And that's so you don't destroy it when you take it apart or put it back together again multiple times. Blah, 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 blah. Oh, this nose. Okay. Well, before we get any further, just for our own pleasure, I'd love to spill some gas for you guys, but I'm not gonna. We're gonna clamp. Do-do-do. Okay, pliers. We'll take it. We'll take the tank off right now, and just turn it upside down and take the hose clamp off the tank. Are you guys watching this, or can you see? Good. And I'm going to store this tank just on its side like that. Now I'm disconnecting the linkages, and it's just as easy as that. All right. Come down with me. So there it is. The governor linkages are still attached. The gas line is attached. The primer bulb looks great. And we even have a beautiful intake manifold gasket there. So we don't want to wreck any of that stuff, because it is getting harder and harder to find. So now I'm going to just empty the carburetor into this measuring cup. And I'm going to open the door over there. For just one moment, please. Have patience with me. Lord grant me patience. But hurry! We got a lot of that fluff coming off the trees right now. So now we're ready to leave that, right? And we're going to take this carburetor apart. 1/2 wrench. This will tell all. Are you with me? Yes, you are. I might take that gas line off there. And I'm going to put a scratch mark on the throttle location, although I don't have to. I took a picture of it. But sometimes it's a good idea just to put a scratch mark on the throttle hole where you take the lever off, and then you know where it's going on. Because sometimes if you use a Sharpie, it comes off from the gas. That's when you learn the hard way. I think let's just take this off. You don't have to take this off. There we go. Now, I got a hunch, because this one has this, that little idler circuit with that small screw right there, that's probably where the clog is, right? But you don't know. Oh! Okay. I think I found it already. So here's the carburetor, right? Upside down. Oh yeah, it's looking a little bit, gonna need a new seal, bowl seal. Or maybe I can clean it up, it's pliable. I tell you, this machine has been looked after. Take out the hinge pin for the float. Oh. This is a newer Tecumseh because it has plastic float. Now, one moment, I'll be right back, okay? I'm just gonna get organized and clean this up a little bit. Okay, I'm back. So like I said earlier, this was my first Tecumseh this year. Although I know them well. Intake manifold, but I like to so I can see the jets inside if they're flowing from the carburetor spray. Good. If you look after your parts, you'll have them at the end, right? Ooh, a little bit of water. Okay. So now we're going to clean this guy. I'll be right back. Okay, guys, we've got everything under control now. This hole may or may not have been plugged, but this one usually is, and it's an angled hole. I can see that little guy going through there. Okay, so that's step one. Now the carburetor. We're going to take this idler circuit. I'm sure that's what it is. And we'll take this out. And this is where the clog is usually located on these, if you have an intermittent running machine. Now, I'm not saying it's this jet that clogs, and it's not, it's good. I'm starting to lose my gloves already from. Okay, this is clear. Put that with the other jet. Now, I don't know why they call them jets. This is almost empty. Yeah, it is. One, oh, it's clear, it feels clear. So if you see right in there, I'll open the throttle for you. There are 3 little holes right in there. And the little brush is inside one of them. And those have to be clear. And they are connected. Let's try the other one. There, they're starting to spray. There we go. So hopefully you can see that. Well, it's coming out of there. You gotta have a lot of fingers when you're doing one of these. Yes, everything's clear. I think she's gonna run now. Just gonna pour some fresh gas over this guy, if I had some. Got some in a tank. That'll work. I just don't want the primer bulb to get dissolved by the carburetor spray. So I think we got it, guys. Put this crappy gas into this crappy gas container. Now let's clean the bowl. I use steel wool, but when I use steel wool, I make sure there's nothing else around the steel wool. Ouch. Wound. There we go. It's coming. Now let's rinse this. It feels good. It's just got that, you know what it's got on there is ethanol, leftover ethanol goo. No, I'm going to replace that. Okay, let's rinse this. And we're ready to reassemble already. Now I have 3 Tecumseh rebuild kits, but I don't need all the pieces in there. So I'm going to go into my little bag of junk and see if I have a pliable bowl seal. Well, that one's round. That one's pretty stiff. This one feels brand. Oh, this one is brand new. Brand new. Yeehaw. So in the world of small engine repair, you gotta keep everything. Even the one we're replacing, because it could save your rear end one day, right? This is a nice little Tecumseh, so we're going to use new parts. Excuse me. Yep, that's right. All this stuff makes me laugh, right? Because it's just a matter of manual dexterity. And as you get older, you have a little bit less. Good. Now we'll just tighten that one. And these are tight for some reason. They're not torqued to any sort of spec at all. And it looks awkward with the left hand, but it's just, believe me, it's just because of the small nature of this stuff, it's just as awkward with the right hand. Okay. Tecumseh tool. All you gotta, if you want one, all you gotta do is Google Tecumseh tool. Just gonna rinse it off in a little bit of gas. No, it's good. And when you install one of these, you install it with the little grooves down. Of course, it's being mean to me now. There we go. Okay, the next thing is the float, which is really in good condition, and the needle. And that just, the needle just hangs on there like that. And if you guys watch Donny Boy 73 do this, he says to point the needle to the, point this little pin. If you see right on there, there's a tiny little pin, and you point that toward, I got that on wrong, you point that toward the air intake of the carburetor. It's just how you do it. Good. Need the pin. And I'm sorry I'm sniffling, guys. And I'm sorry I apologize so much. Okay. Good. Now, I'm going to blow into here and see if we get a seal. It's crude, but it works. Alright, now for our carb seal. Bowl seal. Good. I tell you, we're almost there. And with this bowl, this little crease goes right where the hinge is on that on the float. You see that? Just kind of makes sense if you look at if you're assembling it. We cleaned this jet. It's not just a bolt; it's a jet. And who stole the idea from who? Did Tecumseh steal the idea from Briggs, or did Briggs steal the idea from Tecumseh? It's a chicken and egg thing. And I think that Tecumseh gets a bad rap. Okay, we're putting the little idler. We're putting the idler jet back in. And you just put it in and turn it, tighten it. All right, I'm going to put this on the lawnmower, and you can see that at the end. Okay, just one more quick look at the linkage. The bar, it's a solid bar, comes off the top of the governor arm and over to the throttle hole that I scratched, right? And then the bottom spring connects on the Z bend over to the little bar that's held on with the intake manifold bolts, right there. And all I got to do now is do the other intake screw. I haven't tightened it up, and the muffler. Okay, I was just going to sharpen the blade on this lawnmower, and the blade's on upside down. And it's not on all the way. See, look at that. The edge of the blade is actually brand new, and it's been cutting with this blunt side for a long time. So we see that a lot. Us lawnmower guys see that a lot. And I'll just cut that straw or fishing line or whatever's on up there. We'll cut that off too. So we'll get off of there, and then we'll have a look at it. Okay, it was on like this. And you can even see from the outline of the blade adapter, you can even see where it was, right? It's different shape than this. Can you see the roundness there? So it was right upside down, and right here it says grass side. Isn't this something? So of course the blade's brand new because it's been completely being used and being cut by the other side. Oh boy. But I don't, yeah. So we're just going to do a quick sharpen on this. It's so sharp, it's brand new, it's just older. So I bet you that's been on there for 10 years. All right, it looks nice. So we'll go backwards. We found the blade upside down. And I sharpened it, changed the oil. We've got to put an air filter on. We cleaned the carburetor. We found a small clog in the main jet in the bottom, and I believe in the idler. It's hard to tell until you spray it all out, right? Linkage is working. Clean gas in the tank. Muffler's back on. I think it's time to lower it down and see if it goes. So it's been sitting for a while. It should have fuel in the carburetor. I'm going to give it about 6 pumps and it should go. Make sure I don't hit my elbow on anything. Put the bag on it now and let's go. That's a wrap. Just runs great.